Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. This is Olight's new Javelot. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, Olight. I try my best. But this is the Javelot, and this is their newest addition to the Javelot line. It joins the Mini. It joins the mountable one for the weapons and the pros and all that good stuff. And before you pull the proverbial trigger and buy this thing, you got to figure out what are some pros and some cons. All right, so we are sitting here with the Olight Javelot and overall impressions of this thing. Bottom line up front. You want to watch my bottom line up front. You want to make your purchase and all that good stuff. I like it. I enjoy this. This is a great light, especially for security purposes and using it for stuff like that. So if you are a security guard or if you have to man some type of place where you need a strong, fantastic looking beam or something like that, like just look at that beam over my shoulder. Just look, great spot beam. So go forth, make your purchase, continue on. But if you want details on how to get the best price on this, my pros and cons about it, then stick around and learn some more. So I'm gonna throw the specs of this up on the screen because you can read specs. I don't really need to explain those to you one by one, but the most important thing to think about is pricing. So pricing on this coming out is $104.99. Now, Olight is making it advantageous for you on their website if you sign up for a membership, which is just literally signing up with the username and a password, which I understand sometimes we don't want to give folks our emails and all that other stuff. I got a burner email that I use for this type of stuff where I get all those advertisements in that email. I still get the deals and the benefits. So if you want to get the best pricing on this, then it looks like it's going to be $79.99 out the box. Now that price is a lot more interesting. This is their St. Patrick's Day sale. I don't know how long this sale is going to be applicable for. This is a light that actually really drew my attention. Olight sends me flashlights more often than not, and I sometimes won't make a video. I might mention it in a live stream, maybe I'll do a short, but I'm never required to give them content. They sent this to me. I'm not required to do content on this. They're not paying me for a video, but it drew my attention, and I wanted to show you some stuff that they've sent me recently that has gotten zero attention. So one of the items that they sent me was the Olight, what is this thing? The Seeker 4 Pro. It's a decent little light, but I have things I don't like about it. And instead of like shitting all over their light, I just decided that I might mention it, but that would be about it. And so, it's an interesting light, but there was some things about it I didn't really like. They sent me the Olight Arc Flex, and I did do a review on this, and I basically didn't recommend it per se because of the pricing, and it didn't really know what it wanted to be when it grew up. Is it a work light? Is it an EDC light? It was hard to use this flexible head one-handed, which is what you should be able to do. Like when this is on a metal surface, go watch that video, okay? They sent me the Battalion 4 Pro and all the other stuff, but this one drew my attention. I knew I wanted to do a video about it because the build quality is significantly better than the Olight Seeker 4 Pro. And I don't know what kind of composite material this is made out of. I don't know what each one is made out of, but this just feels, the rubber gripping on this is just not that great. This is like an all metal build. I think it's made of aluminum. Don't quote me on that. And it's just so many great features about it. But let's talk about the light individually. So first of all, they made a lot of improvements from the Javelot Mini. They now include this deep carry reversible pocket clip. Reversible meaning if you want to carry beam down, you can put the clip up here. Or if you want to carry beam up, you would just literally put the clip the other way. I carry beam down in my pocket. This is kind of big to carry in a pocket, but you can do this if you want to carry it on like the front of a flak jacket or something like that, then you have those options as well. They got rid of the actual extra plastic that was around the bottom of the Javelot Mini. And the reason that this is more beneficial, so now if you want to actually mount this to your boomstick to a rifle, you can now use Olight's proprietary switch that they make so that you can put this on your boomstick, connect the switch to it, and actually still turn the light on with the connecting switch. So they got rid of that, which was a great idea. They also added a side switch to actuate this thing, and they added a moonbeam mode. So if you hold this down, you get a half a lumen of light, and that was a complaint from the Javelot Mini is that you didn't have that moonlight mode or moonbeam mode. So they added that, which is a great feature. I love those low features, and that was a big deal. And this is a much bigger battery. Obviously, this is not the Mini, but this is using Olight's 21700 battery, which is a common battery, but Olight does it a little bit different. So this is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And the thing is that the tail switch technology actually travels through the actual battery and it actuates the light, and that's how it turns it on. That's why you can't use non-proprietary batteries with Olight flashlights. You have like, this is a 21700 from Skill Hunt. If you have something like this, you can't put this in an Olight because it won't work at all. So that's kind of a bummer that you have to buy batteries from them directly, especially if you have other ones sitting around. Just for comparison's sake, just to show you the battery capacity between this and an 18650, which is another common size. So you see how much bigger this thing is, how much more juice you're getting out of it. So here's my first complaint though. If you like to rack mount and actually rack charge your batteries, you can't do that with an Olight. So here they have this like little plastic on the very top, and that's not common as the normal 21700, which means if I want to take this 21700 and I want to actually charge it here, I can throw it in this battery bank and charge it. Let's just throw it on the charger to show you what that would look like. And this could be an issue because if there are times with these bigger specialty batteries, I like to swap out the batteries when I see fit. And this charger here is specifically designed for, it can charge both 21700s and it can charge 18650. So this is a normal one. You throw it in here. That's a 21700. It charges it just fine. This is an 18650. Charges it just fine. And then you throw Olights in here and you get nothing because of that little plastic that's there. I guess I could try to force it. Would that go? No, nothing. So that's an issue if you like to rack mount and actually charge your batteries out of the flashlight itself, you're not going to be able to do that. So that's something to think about. So now you're going to be stuck buying extra of these batteries. Fortunately, this Seeker 4 has one as well, so I can just kind of cannibalize this and use that for the purposes. So that's my issue with the battery, but overall, I like the battery capacity. It's going to give you easily probably over a month. If you're using on normal working mode of like 200 lumens, you're going to probably have tons and tons of battery usage out of this. So it comes with this holster here, right? And they've done a couple of improvements with the holster in comparison to the Seeker 4's holster. It just looks ever so slightly thinner. So this is the holster for the Javelot. This is the holster for the Seeker 4 Pro. It's like barely thinner, but that's important if you want to use this on a Molly system. The reason I didn't carry the Seeker 4 Pro is because I can't put this on Molly webbing. Like I can't run this on PALS or Molly. It just didn't make any sense whatsoever. Here's some common PALS webbing. So now I should be able to take this in with no issue. Whereas the Seeker 4, it was just so top heavy. It didn't really allow for that. So if I wanted to run it through multiple, I could do it with no issues. But now I can run that, and it's a lot better for running it through Molly than the older holster. So that was a great improvement that they did. So now if you want to leave the holster on, you can. And they also made it so that if you put the belt clip on, you can still holster it. You just got to be careful which way that you have the holster going. So like the holster and the belt clipper, they work together, so you don't have to worry yourself about taking it off, but you no longer have access to the button, so you kind of have to finagle it a little bit once you get it in there, twist it. And that's how I wouldn't normally carry it in my pocket like this, but you might want it like this on the holster so I can actually still turn the light on when it's in the holster. One thing also I like about this is when it's in its holster, you can use Olight's proprietary charger. So there's enough room down here at the bottom to still put an Olight puck and charge this thing while it's in the holster, and you don't have to worry about that. But here's another thing I don't like about it. As much as I didn't like the Seeker 4 Pro because it's a flood beam, so if you look over my shoulder, that's producing a floodlight. And it also had this so that's a flood instead of a spot. I like a nice flood, a spotlight rather. But This one did have a really nice way to use a USB Type-C charger instead of having to use an Olight's charger. So that was convenient. You can't use Olight's charger on the bottom of this, but that was nice. And the magnets on the bottom of the Seeker 4 is way stronger. This Javelot's magnet, of course it's a magnetic base, but you cannot mount this on a surface. It's just gonna fall off. It's top heavy. This is much more balanced. So if I put both of these on a metal surface or whatever, this is gonna stay just fine. And I'll show you what that looks like in some B-roll. So you got the price, $104.99. And if you get it during the St. Patty's Day special, they're gonna give you a free random item. You get like an Olight IE3 or something like that. Check out the website, check out the link below to see what the free additional items are. But the thing about this that I like, the reason it really attracted me to it is for that incredible throw. This thing goes 768 yards. It has a fantastic actual spot beam. And I love the fact that it has more than one way to actually use this flashlight. Now they sent this to me. Would I buy this flashlight? So my recommendation would be if you're in the Olight system or if you're interested in getting in the Olight system, you're gonna have the chargers laying around and you are looking for a good spot beam. You need it for whatever reason. You do security, maybe you do some type of inspection work from far away, maybe you walk a stadium, I don't know. And you need to quickly be able to see something that goes bump in the night. This is gonna be good for that, especially good for blinding someone up close to you. It's not gonna be good for an inspection like to check and see if you broke a panel in your circuit box or anything like that. It's gonna completely blow that type of stuff out. So if you're a mechanic, it's gonna blow out the engine well and it's gonna be hard to see what you're doing in an engine. It's not for that. It can be for security, like literal physical security for yourself. It has fantastic jipping. Then this is a purchase. If you're not an Olight's line, this is gonna be a one and done flashlight. I probably would not recommend getting it only because of the proprietary charger. You only can charge it with the Olight puck. And if you lose that, you gotta buy another one from Olight. And the fact that the Seeker 4 can be USB Type-C is just the way that the world is going. Any proprietary charger will get on your nerves. I've been testing this thing out for a month. It's been here for a while and it releases today, but you know, I have several Olight chargers laying around. There has been a time I took this on a work trip to Virginia and I brought no charger with me. It stayed on in my bag for a while. It didn't burn anything, but I was nervous because once it starts to go almost dead, this little light goes from green to actually to red, and the red lets you know that it's time to charge it. And it was red a little bit on my trip, but it did end up making it just fine. So that's one thing. If you like to rail mount and charge your batteries, as I mentioned earlier, then you don't really want any Olight because most Olights, there may be a few, I don't want to say all inclusive, maybe some older models, but most Olight batteries, because this thing can do 18650s, 18550s, 18350s, and 21700s. This does multiple battery platforms. Actually, it does over a dozen battery platforms. And I can't charge any Olight batteries with this thing. That sucks because I like to be able to charge my stuff outboard. But you're already in the line. You're already in the Javelot line. You have the Mini. Maybe you have the Pro. You have the one that mounts to your weapon already. You want more lumens. You want something that has a better throw. Then this is something that's going to be for you. This will be something that I will keep in the armrest of the kind of like the area of my truck where you put your little keys and stuff. That's where I had this Seeker 4 Pro. That's gonna be this now, and I'm gonna like that for if I'm rolling up on a dumpster, the woods or whatever. I wanna take it, shine it out of a window real quick to see what I see. That's what this is gonna work for. So comment down below, is this something that you would be interested in? You know, now that they've improved it with the pocket clip, 2 ways to turn it on. It seems to still have an incredible build to the light. Or is this a hard pass or you're just not an Olight fan whatsoever? Comment down below. I would love to know what your thoughts are. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.